The XTS has always been kind of the red-headed stepchild of the Cadillac lineup. While Cadillac's other sedans have moved to sporty rear-wheel drive platforms, the XTS has continued on humble front-wheel drive Chevy Impala bones. And its comfort-oriented mission runs counter to newer German-like products, such as the similar-sized CT6. But even though it's hard to figure out exactly where the XTS fits into the lineup, it's proven to be an important family member nonetheless, since it's Cadillac's best-selling sedan. Now for 2018, they're sprucing it up to make it blend in a little better with the rest of the family. So let's go ahead and see if the 2018 updates have made it a discount CT6. We would like to specially thank Quantrell Cadillac for letting us come out and film this vehicle. If you'd like to find out more information about their dealership and massive inventory of new Cadillacs, then check the video description for both their physical and web addresses. As you would expect, Smart Entry is standard, along with this nicely finished metal key fob. There is remote start also included. You do have to press the button to unlock. There are many updates both inside and out, so we'll start under the hood. So for 2018, Cadillac focused their attention more on the styling and tech than on the powertrain. Therefore, the vast majority of models will continue to be powered by this 3.6-liter naturally aspirated V6 engine. It produces 304 horsepower and 264 pound-feet of torque, and can be paired with either standard front-wheel drive or optional all-wheel drive. For those of you who are hoping to find an old-school V8 under the hood, Cadillac does offer a consolation prize of a twin-turbo V6. That engine is also a 3.6-liter unit, but it produces substantially more power at 410 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. This year it's only available on the V Sport Platinum and paired with standard all-wheel drive. Regardless of which engine you select, the transmission will be a 6-speed automatic. For fuel economy, the V6 with front-wheel drive gets 19 city, 28 highway, 22 combined, and 2 miles per gallon less combined for the all-wheel drive version. The V Sport comes in another 2 mpg short at 16 city, 23 highway, 18 combined. Well, that covers the basics, so now let's check out the substantial exterior updates. The XTS is actually on its second refresh since its 2013 introduction, but this is definitely the most extensive one yet. Like I already mentioned, it looks more like the other Cadillac sedans now, particularly in the grille. Now almost every trim gets this version, but the Platinum does have more chrome and the V Sport no chrome in the middle. To go along with that, we have new headlights. Not only do they have a different design, but they are now fully LED instead of HIDs. They also have the newest waterfall design, which visually connects to this lower element. When it comes to the wheel options, they have been thoroughly upgraded this year. Each trim gets its own design, with the minimum size being 19 inches for the base wheel and this sterling silver luxury wheel. Premium Lux brings them to 20 inches, and the same goes for the Platinum and V Sport Platinum. Interestingly, Brembo brakes are standard equipment, 13.6 inches in the front and 12.4 inches in the rear. Coming to the mirrors, they are always power adjusting and heated, but the base model will do without auto dimming and power folding. We also have the optional side blind zone alert, which is standard on Premium Luxury. As we move to the side, you really get a sense of just how big the XTS is. At 200.9 inches, it is sized fairly close to full-size luxury cars, like the Lexus LS, BMW 7 Series, and Cadillac's own CT6. I also want to mention that the Premium Luxury and Up get magnetic ride control, which adjusts each wheel's suspension every millisecond to maintain a comfortable ride. The XTS hasn't been fully tested by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, but it did perform well in the ones it participated in. There are also several active safety technologies, including low-speed auto braking, lane keep assist, auto high beam headlights, and the aforementioned blind zone alert. These come on Premium Luxury and Up, or optional on the regular Luxury, like we have. As we walk around to the rear, it has just as substantial updates as the front. The biggest change is definitely these taillights, which are now a bit larger and curve into an L shape. Also on the side, you have a glowing Cadillac emblem, which is pretty neat. Across the back, there is a larger spoiler, with the brake light running under the entire thing. The license plate is mounted at the bottom now, and all models get dual horizontal exhaust outlets. The reverse light is down here as well. The fuel capacity of the XTS is either 19 or 20 gallons. That means the most efficient configuration can get 418 miles of range, and the least efficient 360 miles. That wraps up everything to look at on the outside, so now let's check out the cabin. At first glance inside the cabin, the changes are much less noticeable than on the outside, but it still has a rich appearance. All trims get real leather seating, with the base model choosing between jet black or shale color schemes. Moving up the ladder unlocks the additional option of Kona brown, and the Platinum trims come with fancier semi-aniline leather in jet black or a new maple sugar color option. The wood trim changes depending on color choice, but it is real on every trim. Looking over at the door trim, it is covered in very rich materials, with leather on the armrest and just about every other surface, high and low. Through the middle, we have real wood and aluminum trim, including the door handle. Down below, you have two-person memory seats on every trim. All four of the windows are one-touch automatic. Most XTSs come with this 8-way power seat, but Platinums have 22-way massaging ones. Even though this is not the upgraded semi-aniline leather, it still feels like really high quality stuff. Like I just mentioned, the visual richness of the cabin is impressive. And the actual materials themselves are as well. On the top of the dash, we have soft touch plastic with nice stitching. And in the middle part, perforated leather, wood, and aluminum. All of the other plastics are soft touch. And all in all, everything feels high quality and fits together well. Press the standard button to go. When you do, this 8-inch display will fire up. It has the brand new version of CUE, which we will look at extensively a little later in the video. Unfortunately for the gauges, we have the, to be frank, hideous base gauges, instead of the 12-inch digital ones that are also offered. It does have a large 5.7-inch multifunction display, which has the nice ability to choose 3 of your favorite things to be up at once. And there are many different things to choose from. Front-wheel drive XTSs have electric power steering, and all-wheel drive models hydraulic. Regardless, the wheel itself is nicely leather-wrapped, and has abundant wood and aluminum. On this side, you have a lot of controls, including for the heated steering wheel. And the other side is for audio and the multifunction display. Power tilt and telescoping are actually on every model. Over here on the left side, you have an electronic parking brake. And below it, a massive coin tray. Moving on to interior storage, it's pretty good for a vehicle of this size. The center console is quite deep, and it is felt lined on the sides. There are also 2 USBs. One of them is a Type-C connector, which you don't see very often. There are a few more storage areas under the wood trim, and it has another 12-volt outlet. Last but not least, press under here to reveal another bin. The floor of this area is actually a wireless phone charger, and that's standard across all models. Cadillac kept the traditional wood and leather shifter. You can pull back once more for manual mode, which you can control via these paddle shifters. When you shift into reverse, a backup camera will always pop up, but the upper trims will get this surround vision bird's eye camera. This is very handy to have, but the resolution could be better. And that button turns on the trajectory. Moving upwards, the climate controls are the same touch-sensitive panel as in the Escalade. On this model, it's dual-zone automatic, but it would be 3-zone on premium luxury and up. The touch buttons are decently responsive. The rest of the controls live up here on the screen. This honestly works better than the buttons down there. Starting on the Luxury, there are 3-stage heated and 3-stage ventilated seats. They come on automatically when the climate control is on auto. Now let's sample the bass 8-speaker Bose sound system. I'm really impressed by the sound quality of this, particularly since this is just the standard option. Now let's take a look at the new Cadillac user interface. This is your home screen, and all the apps are now located to the right of it. You can click on any of these home screen sections to expand it. Here in audio, you can play, pause, and skip music through the standard Bluetooth we are paired to right now. And off to the left, you have all the other sources. The shortcuts from the top have been relocated to the bottom now. Heading into phone, there are several sections like always. You can scroll through all of your contacts, which have been automatically synced over from your connected smartphone. Scrolling response is very snappy, and you can search by letter as well. Next up, we have the new navigation system. This comes on all but the base model. Just like every other part of the system, it's very fast for scrolling and zooming. The graphics also look a lot better. If you don't like this system, both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are on board. Lastly, Wi-Fi hotspot has been separated outside of the OnStar app where it's easier to find. This is where you find the password to connect. That's all I'm going to cover in this video, but if you want to see a very detailed tutorial of the new CUE system, including the settings and all the new features, then check out our dedicated tech help video. A link to that is provided in the description. The mirror is frameless glass auto dimming on all models, and the universal remotes are up here. Higher end models also come with this panoramic moonroof. It is standard on premium luxury and platinums, and optional on our luxury for $1,500. I really like how airy it makes the cabin, but there is no cheaper standard size option. So overall, I'm really impressed by the XTS's cabin. I guess I had lower expectations since it's an older model, but I have to say, it doesn't feel outdated in here at all. The level of luxury is top rate, and the tech upgrades are icing on the cake. That chime is the rear seat reminder, which will go off if the rear doors have been opened during the latest trip. The seat and wheel move back to help with an easier exit. Now Mason will show off the rear seats and giant trunk. As expected, material quality does follow through from the front. You've got soft leather padding all over the elbow rest, and above it is stitched soft touch plastic. Other than that, the window is auto up and down. Space definitely shouldn't be a concern, since it has 40 inches of legroom and 37.8 inches of headroom. That does make it a little smaller than the Lincoln Continental, and just about equal to Cadillac's own CT6. The seats themselves are quite comfortable. In the center, all models will at least have these vents. On Premium, Luxury, and Platinums, you will have your own controls. And surprisingly, on Luxury and up, you get these heated rear seats. Below that, there's also a few smart charging USBs. The armrest is nice, and it has a big felt-lined storage area, a lot of rubber stitching, and 2 pop-out cup holders in the end. Up top, our model has a nice headliner, and you do have an assist grip and LED light. Now, like I said, cars in this class tend to be spacious, and that's no different in the XTS. With the seat all the way back, I have tons of space. Overall, the XTS's rear seat is exactly how I would expect a luxury sedan to be. It's spacious, comfortable, and loaded to the gills with features. I really don't think anyone riding in the back will be disappointed. You can fold the seat 60-40 split from the lever up here. To open the trunk, just use the key or push the Cadillac emblem. As you can see, Cadillac did dampen the trunk, so it goes all the way up. Other than that though, you will find a huge 18 cubic feet of cargo capacity, besting the Lincoln Continental and CT6 by a pretty good margin. So overall, pretty impressive. The passenger seat on our XTS is 8-way power with 4-way power lumbar. It can also be 22-way adjusting on Platinum. The materials in front of the passenger are impressive. It's a mixture of leather, wood, and stitched plastic. To open the glove box, just touch this button. It is dampened, felt lined, and illuminated. Well guys, we hope you enjoyed watching one of the first in-depth reviews on the refreshed 2018 Cadillac XTS Luxury. Stay watching for a quick overview of the pricing, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons below. We'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.